Apple just sued OpenAI, and here's the trade secrets fight behind it. Good day, everyone. Welcome to the interesting video of the day. So, 2 years ago, Apple and OpenAI stood on stage together announcing ChatGPT built into the iPhone. This week, Apple has sued OpenAI, and the accusation is that they're stealing Apple's trade secrets at every level of the company. Here's the story behind one of the tech's most dramatic breakups. Let's get start with it. What happened exactly is the first part of discussion. Apple filed a lawsuit against OpenAI in a federal court in Northern California alleging trade secret theft and breach of contract. The claim is that OpenAI took Apple's confidential information to help build its own consumer AI hardware device. Now, Apple filing doesn't hold back. It states that every level, from members to its technical team to chief hardware officer, OpenAI has been stealing Apple's trade secrets and confidential information. This is a genuine reversal in 2024, where two companies partnered publicly, integrating ChatGPT directly into Apple's iPhone. Now, there are two names at the center. Two former Apple employees are named directly in the lawsuit. First is Teng Tan, who spent 24 years at Apple, most recently as a VP of the product design for the iPhone and the Apple Watch, before leaving to become OpenAI's chief hardware officer. Apple alleges that the 10 used the company's internal project condemns while recruiting the candidates and directed job candidates who still work at Apple to bring actual parts like batteries and logic boards to OpenAI interviews for what the filing calls show and tell sessions. Cheng Liu, a former senior electrical engineer who spent 8 years at Apple, kept his Apple issued laptop after leaving OpenAI in January 26 and later found a way to access Apple's cloud storage. And even after that, he messaged that to his former colleague that lol, I found what can I access the network storage so funny. Apple also sent that its OpenAI has letter raising these concerns back in February and never received a response. Now, why this matters beyond the lawsuit? This lawsuit lands at genuinely risky moment for OpenAI. The company is preparing for what's expected to be a historic IPO, and active litigations alleging systemic trade secret theft is exactly the kind of headline that can complicate a public offering. Even it puts Apple own existing partnership with OpenAI in an awkward spot. ChatGPT is still integrated into Apple Intelligence today on one of the companies fight in the court. Notably, Apple's upcoming revamp series becoming built on Google's Gemini models. It also worth noting that this isn't OpenAI's first high-profile legal fight. The company recently won a case against Elon Musk over his claims that OpenAI abandoned its non-profit roots. Now, how does this case matter as a financial part also? So for OpenAI, you need to watch that how this affects IPO timing and investor sentiment because the systemic misconduct by senior leadership tend to weigh on evaluation conversation even before any court ruling. For Apple, this is a part of broader pattern of the company aggressively protecting its hardware roadmap as an AI companies, which is increasing the same design and engineering talent. If you invest in either company or in the broader AI hardware space, this lawsuit and how OpenAI unleashed device eventually launch, if it does, it's worth watching closely. To conclude, they're partners in 2024, now fighting in 26 towards each other. A serious accusation, two named former Apple employees, and a historic IPO now hanging in the balance. I would suggest you to subscribe the channel, make sure you like the video, share with your friends, family, colleagues too. Welcome to Money Brief, let's grow together.